Guys, and welcome to the first video here on the Backstretch Banner YouTube page. This video is a compilation of all the tour videos that I just recently took on my trip to Daytona Beach, where I went up to Daytona International Speedway last week while I was on my family vacation down there. Hope you guys enjoy. It's about probably 40 minutes long of clips about when we went around the whole racetrack, through the grandstand, through a little bit through the museum, everything like that. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you like it, hit the subscribe button down below. I'm planning on doing a little bit more video footage on here as well, from either myself talking on the camera like this or other racing events that I go to, anything like that. You can also find my podcast on my website, backstretchbanner.com, in the podcast section where you can go to all the websites where it's available to download. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
Everybody hear me back there? Just raise your hands. Very good. We're off. Please remain seated at all times when the tram is in motion. That is a Speedway policy, and this is for your safety. And remember to keep everything you hold near and dear to you inside the tram at all times, because we are going to be going through some very narrow gates. And we want you to go home with everything you came here with. It includes arms, legs, noses, hoses, children, and spouses. All right, we're heading up here onto the excuse me. This is called the Rim Road. This is used for maintenance purposes and the tours. We're going to have a stop up here in just a moment, our very first stop at the lookout. And once we get there, please drop the chains on the passenger side only. And you can get a chance to look all the way across the speedway. And do not put anything on the wall, including children or yourself. Do not climb on there. We'll be there in just a sec. There is an area here for anyone that may be struggling to walk very well or to climb a stair, so you can walk right up the ramp. All right, go ahead and drop the chains on the passenger side only.
God.
That's pretty big. I don't want anybody slipping fall. There's a little water there, so be careful there as well. Alrighty, folks. If you look all the way across the speedway there, that's exactly 1 mile. So if you're watching the races on TV and they call a timeout for rain delay, guess what? It could be beautiful and sunny here on this end and pouring down rain at the other end. After all, this is Florida. Any of us that live in Florida know exactly what I'm saying. Right here we're right in between turn number 1 and 2. Turns number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all exactly the same. They're 2,800 or 2,400 feet in length, and they're banked at 31 degrees. So if you was to fall right here, number 1, you would lose a lot of skin, and it is a 4-story drop, 42 feet. Yeah, that's not fun to fall over there. Like I said, and you will lose a lot of skin. That lake over there, that's Lake Lloyd. It's a man-made lake, and I'll talk a little bit more of that on the way out. But I do want you to look at one thing. See those gray boxes out there just on the other side of the infield retaining wall? Kind of take a look at those so you can see this side, and I'll tell you a couple more times to look inside those. We got a pretty day. You can see way over there today. We have over 1,000 self-contained campsites and 250 that do have water, power, and cable. I'll show you those as well. Everybody get their pictures? All right, let's go. Remember, this is very important, so I need everyone's attention. The first number is number 18. This is the number of the tram you're on. The other one is, remember where you're seated, that's your assigned seat. You picked them, you got them, all right? The next number is number 3. It's not the number of the car. That's the most important number. That's how many miles you will have to walk if you deviate from the tour. This is a guided tour, not self-guided. Me guide, you tour. Me guide, you tour, okay? Also, once we're up inside, if you feel that you can't go on, because we're going to be walking at least 4 football fields. So if you feel you can't continue walking, there's a nice cool area up there. It usually has a breeze up there. And you can sit there and wait for us to come back, and if I remember, we'll pick you up on the way out. Okay? But I will yell number 3 times. After the 3rd time, you're on your own. Okay? This is a timed tour. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that. You know, it's just the fact that it's a 90-minute tour, not a 140-minute tour. Okay? Everybody clear on that? Good. All righty. What's number 3 mean?
3 miles.
3 miles.
All right. What's the other meaning when I yell it?
Tram number.
No. That means you better come or run it.
Oh.
All right.
Like a dinner call.
Just like a dinner call, except no dinner, no beer.
What? No
Hey, well, you said put kegs on the back of the trucks, but they took the hoses away from us. So.
Alrighty, folks, I have to say this every time that we move the tram, so you're going to get tired of this, so am I. For your safety, please remain seated at all times when the tram is in motion. And remember, for the little ones under 6 years old, must be on the lap of an adult at all times when the tram is in motion. Racing actually started here at Daytona in about 1903. There was 2 guys went out on the beach there, and they were arguing one car was faster than the other. So they raced on the beach. I don't know which one won, but one of them did. But the main thing, they caught the attention of the major automakers. And kind of the rest is just a little bit history. Construction started on the original construction in November of 1957, and it was completed February 22nd, 1959. They looked far and wide for a property that would fit 3 different criteria. Number 1, it had to be large enough to accommodate a 2.5-mile oval, and it needed to have the right amount and consistency of dirt and sand to build the high banks. And they found it right here. This is 480 acres, of which 180 acres just on the other side of this retaining wall. I'm going to play a little bit of a soundbite here from Mr. Jeff Gordon.
Hi, this is 3-time Daytona 500 champion Jeff Gordon. I'm pleased to welcome all of you to Daytona International Speedway, the world's first motorsports stadium. Nearly 60 years ago, small-town auto mechanic named Bill France Sr. dreamed of creating a racetrack bigger, faster, and more exciting than any before it. In the ensuing decades, his belief in big dreams transformed Daytona International Speedway into the world's center of racing. Synonymous with names like Petty, Earnhardt, and Allison, Daytona International Speedway has captured the imaginations of the millions who set foot on these hallowed grounds. Now, Bill Francis has taken yet another step forward with the reimagination of this American icon, blending the modern amenities that today's sports fans demand, the heritage that race fans expect from Daytona. As 2016 saw the closest finish in the history of the Great American Race, it not only conjured memories of Johnny Beauchamp and Lee Petty's 3-wide photo finish in the inaugural 1959 Daytona 500, but reminded race fans everywhere that a reimagined race experience hadn't changed the core of what Bill France envisioned decades ago. Welcome to the World Center of Racing.
Boy, I timed that just right, didn't I? We're just going through the crossover gate. They call that for a reason, because we're actually crossing over the speedway at this point. Now, if you look all the way down to on the driver's side, that's the end of turn 2, and on the passenger side, that's the beginning of, that's the end of turn 4. I'm sorry, and that's the beginning of turn 1. Now, this backstretch is 3,600 feet in length. It is banked at 3 degrees. That has nothing to do with the performance of the vehicles. It's simply for water runoff. Now, coming up here. here in just a moment, we will be passing the Sunoco. It's a blue and yellow Sunoco sign with an arrow through it. That's a two-sided sign. And in the middle is, there's two chairs up there. On race day, there's two NASCAR officials set up there. They're called spotters. Their job is to look out and make sure that there's no debris or oil or anything on the track that could inhibit the drivers. If they do find something out there, they call it into the officials, they put a caution flag out, and then once it's cleaned up, they resume the race. We have 4 of those, one on the beginning and the end of each one of our turns. From the double yellow line to right on the inside of the upper wall is 42 feet or right at 4 stories. From the double yellow line to the broken white line is 30 feet. Now on race day, the cars will be coming around this corner 190, 200 miles an hour, 3 wide, nose to tail, side by side. Well, inevitably somebody will say, hey, we can get 3, we can get 4. Well, sometimes that works, but sometimes it don't. And lucky for the ones that don't make it, we do have a safer barrier installed. If you look up on the inside of the upper wall there, we have over 9 miles of hollow tubular steel. Behind that is styrofoam cones, and behind that is the original concrete wall. So it's called the safer barrier. So if a car was to snag up into that wall, the metal would bend and flex, the styrofoam would compress, and it would dissipate much of that energy, therefore causing less damage to the vehicle, but more importantly, less injuries to the driver. After all, here at Daytona International Speedway, safety is always first. Now if you look over on the driver's side, on the inside retaining wall, it's the exact same safer barrier. Now turns 1, 2, 3, and 4 are exactly the same. They're banked at 31 degrees, and they are approximately 2,800 feet in length. Now coming up is our next Sunoco sign up there with the spotter seats in it. But on the passenger side, this is what everybody wants to see, our $400 million stadium. That's right, folks, $400 million. Now when they first built the stadium in the original construction, for the property and all the fixings was $4 million. So you can't tell me that we haven't had a lot of inflation. We can accommodate, we can seat right now 101,500 race fans. And with the standing room tickets and the infield, the camp spots and so on, approximately 150,000 race fans. Now you notice the seats are all different colors. Well, there is a method for that. It's an old trick of the trade for TV. When the cameras pan the stadium, it looks like the seats are all full. Especially if you look far away on the other end down here, you'll see what I mean. But we don't really have to worry too much about that here at Daytona because most of our events are either sellouts or near sellouts. Our next stop is going to be at the start-finish line. It's banked at 18 degrees. It is not flat like it looks like on TV. So once I do come to a complete stop, please, you can exit the tram and you can walk up and down there. And if anybody wants to sign it, I do have a permanent marker that you may borrow. If I don't get it back, I get your firstborn male child.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I suggest once you do climb off of the tram that you stand there for a few moments because it is a little disconcerting. You might get a little bit dizzy. I know I do every time I do it. Please do not cross between the trams or the truck and do not go into the infield grass here. That's weird. They can tear it up, they can go in there and do spins on it, but we can't walk on it. Go figure. Alright, go ahead and drop the chains of an adult at all times. Now this grassy area over here that he's cutting really pretty over here, that's called a tri-oval. That's 3,600 feet in length. And when the motorcycles are here in March, they tear all of that out. They bring over 300 dump trucks full of dirt and sand, and they build a motocross. After it's all done, they dig it all back up and they replant the grass. Now the logos they put on the grass, they do paint them on, but however, they are made of a biodegradable material that actually feeds the grass as it dissipates. Now we're going to be going down the opposite way on Pit Road here. Pit Road is 1,600 feet in length, and there's 43 pit stalls. However, we only use 40 because we only have 40 cars on the field at any time. Now you get a really good look at those gray boxes. Now pay attention to the numbers on the pit stalls. We got number 10, 11, 12, 12A, and 14. We're not dumb. We know 12A, I think. We're not dumb anyway. That 12A really means 13. But when they built this place, you know, there's a little bit of superstition going on, so you know how that goes. All right, we're going to be pulling into the Rolex chute, and this is our next stop. This is where the first professional photographer is located. So have your device ready so you can take a photo with your device, one per group. This is called Gatorade Victory Lane. And the photographer just flew in from, he's from Paparazzi, he just flew in from Hollywood just to take your photograph. Go ahead and drop the chains on the driver's side only, please.
There behind me, you guys will be a part of that champion crowd and feel that champion energy. So, everybody, can I get a woohoo? Woo! Very nice, I love it. Okay, let's have this. Let's have a single file line starting with this young, very young woman right over here. Come on and hold that flag. How about that? Hold that flag real high in the sky. Okay, if you guys can see the checkered flag, please line up right in back of her. Okay, have your cell phone and a smile ready because...
Oh, believe me. You're going to have nightmares about that by the time you come home.
Probably.
All right, we're leaving the Rolex chute and going into the blue garages. There's 66 of these garages, by the way. I'm going to go down here and show you, take a little bit longer route here. On the end of each one of the garages, you see this solid blue garage with the big garage door. On each end of these garages is one of those. It's called the inspection garage. All vehicles must be inspected prior to the race, and a winning vehicle after the race. After all, we got to keep everybody on an even playing field because some of these teams, how do you say, try to make things a little bit more in their favor, if you know what I mean. Hey, there's a Goodyear garage over there. That's the official tire of NASCAR, and the Sunoco gas station, the official fuel of NASCAR. See the pretty fire trucks? We do have a full-time fire service and emergency ambulance and so on here. And we're going to go up here. I'm going to make an abrupt right-hand turn. Go right through that gate. A tight squeeze, so again, please keep all of your appendages and so on inside the tram. Oh boy, I made it this time. I didn't scrape. I'm just joking. Over here on the passenger side, this is the east end of our infield road course. That's a 1.0 mile road course. And this is the very first turn. It's called the International Horseshoe Turn. There's always a lot of activity there because everybody's trying to vie for their position. And looking over to the driver's side, that is the fan zone. We're going to be going inside there in just a moment. But if you see the ticket office where it says tickets on that gray building, a little gray building I'm just about up to. If you look just beyond there, there's double doors in that building. Right over here, folks. Right. See my hand? It's outside the window, right over here. There it is. See the double doors there? Well, that's where they have a mandatory meeting 2 hours before the race. All of the team captains and so on, and the drivers must attend that meeting. It's for rules and safety. There are repercussions if you do miss that meeting. Now we're going to go into the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series garages, more commonly known as the Cup garages. There's 44 of these. Then we're going to be going into the fan zone, and then we'll go into the infield media center, where there is another photographer there that you might want to have your picture taken there as well. So go ahead and drop the chains on the driver's side only, please. Driver's side.
Who knows? You might even see the Pope. Who knows? Everybody looks just alike. They put their hats on backwards, wear sunglasses, and they don't shave for 3 or 4 days. Maybe some of the women. All right, this is, excuse me, this is the 44 garages. We only use 40 of them. The other 3 are for overflow. Now, everybody asks me all the time, how do the drivers know which garage number they're going to get? It's very simple. How many race fans we have? Okay, I'll try to dumb it down, and I'm not trying to belittle anyone. They go by the pole position. The pole position is the fastest cars first, the second fastest second in line, and they just trickle down to number 40. So the one that goes the fastest gets the first pick. When it gets 40, they get whatever's left over. So it's usually one of the most popular drivers, it seems to be anyway, that's up on the pole. So they want to be all the way in the back, away from the fans. They don't want to be bothered. Well, that's okay in other racetracks, but not here in Daytona. They can run, but they can't hide. Because if you look at those windows, right above those big picture windows, they put their name that high, that wide, in big, bold black letters. So you're going to find it. Now, if you're here early enough in the morning, and the little spots underneath there are open, that means that the driver's probably there. If you push a little memorabilia up underneath there, they will sign it for you. If not, who knows? They might even stick their hand out and shake your hand. I've seen crazier things happen. I just want to caution you. If they're out racing and it's past their lunchtime or dinner time, don't go by there with food. Not very close, because those crews in there are like a bunch of monkeys in a cage. They're all hungry all the time. They might grab at your food. You look at the steps over here, and you have that walkway all the way around the garages. That's sponsored by the University of Northwestern Ohio. They're a very small university that deals in automotive engineering. Imagine that. Race, engineering, automotive, makes sense. They do hire from the teams, and through NASCAR, they take the best of the best from time to time. You can see the other side of the garage from up there, so you get to see both perspectives of how they work here. We do have the Budweiser Bistro, where you have frosty cold drinks, just not today. And they have food in there. And over on the other side over here, where by that blue fence, they do have the stage that they rent. We do have entertainment there during the day and the evening during the event. Any questions? All right, next we're going to go inside to the media center. Once we go in there,
Seated at all times when the tram is in motion, and remember, all race fans under the age 6 must be on the lap of an adult when the tram is in motion. Oh, for your information, folks, I've got the heat on full blast. Not. All right, you're going to continue on here. This is 44 of the garages, the ones that have the doors on them. Now, down at the other end, there's another 30 of them. And those are strictly for overflow, and right now we do have a lot of maintenance vehicles stored in there. We do have a Sunoco gas station and tire garage back there. Now as I make this turn, the red, white, and blue building, it will be on the driver's side once I make this turn. That's our infield care center. We have doctors, nurses, paramedics, and state-of-the-art medical equipment. We have, we can pretty much take care of any kind of a medical emergency, all the way from the sting of a bee to the birth of a baby. That's right, we've had several brand new race vans delivered right in that building. We'll slow down here a little bit so you can see the inside of one of the garage. As you can see, they're nothing special. They're just a little space for them to put the car in there and store their tools, and they can see all the way from one end to the other. They are air conditioned, by the way. Now you see that on the other side over here, on the driver's side, where that cart just came out of, that beautiful manicured area, that's the owner-driver lot. They'll bring their $1 million plus RVs, park them in there on those slabs. They'll bring their families along. You can see the playground over there. But the only time that the drivers ever leave that area is to go to their place of work, which is the yellow garage that we just came out of. And they also go out for special speaking engagements and dinners. If you look way back there, you'll see that white building just down the other end, on the other side over there. That is a state-of-the-art fitness center. So that's for their convenience. However, when it's not being used by the drivers and the owners and their family, we as employees are free to use that. And in fact, they encourage it. See all of the, there's 3, and you see those tall scoring pylons. There's 3 of those. There's one on the beginning of turn 1 that's coming up here on the passenger side, the end of turn 2, and the end of turn 4. Right next to the ones on the end of turn 4 and the beginning of turn 1, you see that white metal structure there. We do erect a 20 by 40 foot high definition screen there However, that does show on both sides. We're actually going to be going on to the infield road course. So now you can tell all your friends and relatives that you were on both of the road courses here at Daytona International Speedway. We're heading west at this point. Right over on the right, you see all of our ambulance and our that's our emergency center over there. We have where the fire trucks and so on are located. You see there's also a couple of old junk race cars over there. Anyway, our stadium is 8/10 of a mile long. Now this end of the stadium is 7 inches taller than the east end. The reason being the curvature of the earth, believe it or not. You can Google it, it is true. Now we're going to exit the infield road course here in just a moment, and we'll be going through the Turn 1 tunnel. The Turn 1 tunnel was constructed in 2004 when we had all of the hurricanes come through and we had our major renovations. The tunnel is 500 feet in length. It's comprised of over 90 individual concrete arches, and you'll be 23 feet below the surface of the track when we get down at the bottom. Let me ask you a question. How many people are here on vacation? Raise your hands. Alrighty, keep your hands in the air, except for the little one, like you just do not care, and scream and yell and holler all the way through the tunnel! Wait, that's premature screaming. Okay, go ahead. Let's hear it. You do better than that. All right, that was pretty good. For the size of the group we got, that's pretty good. I'm proud of you. All right, coming up on the right-hand side here on the passenger side, you see those 3 tall awnings? Well, that's where the large car haulers and luxury RVs come through. That's the only way in and out of the infield. And by the way, in our new tunnel, we can put 2 of those side by side now. Also on the passenger side, you see the grassy area. That's another 770 self-contained campsites. And there is a total of a little over 30 that do have water and power. Just beyond this little body of water, there was a big sign back there, but that's our flat track. That's a dirt track. That's used for the motorcycles when they're here in October and March in the World Karting Association the last 2 weeks of December. Well, the gate's working. Thank goodness. It was down all morning, and we got lucky. Now, speaking of the World Karting Association, they use both of the tracks, both the infield road course as well as the high banks, for a total of 3.56 miles. They've been clocked on those high banks at between 160 and 170 miles an hour. Folks, those are go-karts only 4 inches off the ground. I don't know about you, but I like the skin on my backside just a little bit too much for me to do that, but it is an awful lot of fun to watch. So we're going to be going across the front of our beautiful stadium. We have 5 fan entrances. Each one is sponsored by a different corporation. The first one here is sponsored by Florida Hospital. And that brown rocky area over there is actually a waterfall, and at night they have lights that change colors. It's really a lot of soothing to watch. They also sponsor this driveway we're on. It's 1 mile long. It's marked up every quarter mile, so when it's available, the locals will come in here and they'll jog, walk, ride their bicycles. It's a nice, safe place to do so. It's kind of our way of instilling a healthy lifestyle for all. Now the next structure, this big, ugly blue and gray structure, this is one of our 3 solar pavilions. It's sponsored by Florida Power and Light. There's over 7,000 solar panels. We take the clean, free energy from the sun and turn it into electricity. We feed it into our grid. We generate 2.1 megawatts of power. That's enough power to light up 1,000 homes. But unfortunately, mine's not one of them. The next gate is the Chevrolet gate, and you notice they do have a couple of their vehicles over there. And if you look up onto the stadium, you'll see the Daytona International Speedway sign. That does light up at night, and then Daytona changes colors. And by the way, those letters are 13 feet tall. The very next stop we have is our main gate, the World Center of Racing, and the Exalta Gate. There's 60 corporate suites in our stadium. In this area, there's 60 corporate suites. We have 40 escalators and 17 elevators, more than any outdoor motorsports stadium in the world. Now, once I do come to a complete stop, please drop the chains on the passenger side only, and I'll let you into our jail.
We got a little breeze coming. The closer we get to the other end, the breeze picks up, and you might have your hat blow off. We will pick it up. We put it in a big box, and when it gets full, we take it to a pawn shop. That's how we get our beer money. So, no, we will pick it up and make sure you get it.
How large are your power washers for all this?
Well, they have like those Gambodi type things that they ride.
Yeah.
That's what we use.
Oh, I bet.
We do use pressure washers.
Can I stay here?
Yes. Once we go out here, there's an area where you can sit over there. I'm sure you're probably not going to be alone. You notice something? See what I mean? Once you get out towards the end here, it's like you're on the bow of the Titanic.
Oh yeah.
See right here, feels one bottom here. If you don't want to go in the sun, just stay right here and relish the cool air. Hey, everybody come up here and say hi, other tour.
Hi, other tour.
Hey, other tour! All right, folks. This is the start-finish line. You see the different angle. Get a little different perspective here. And this right here is the flag stand. It is handicap accessible. Now, the very top of it is it does light up to the conditions of the track. It's called the arrowhead. All the seats are different colors. There is an ulterior motive other than just for the TV. These are all different colors. The colors represent the flags of the conditions on the track, except for one, the blue one. The blue flag has like a brightly colored stripe across it. They show you they're telling you you're moving too slow, move over. The seats don't have that. Here's a little trivia. When they started racing on the beach here in Daytona, they had to know when it was high tide, so they raised that blue flag up. That's a little trivia there for you. You notice all the seats have 2 cup holders. They're wider and deeper, so you can bring a little bit bigger cooler with your favorite beverage, as long as it's not glass and it isn't a hard liquor. It's got to be soft-sided as well. If we stopped letting fans do that, you would not be here. It's tradition. It's a good old boy tradition. Okay. Now the tri-oval is 3,600 feet in length, the grassy area, and like I told you, they do put a motocross in here when the motorcycles come in. They tear it all up. Do it all over again. But we can't walk on it. I don't understand that. I don't get that. All right, you guys ready to move on? Let's go. For all of you that are going to stay here, it's right up here with the seats on.
The Toyota entrance fee was just over there. This big hill is a 31-degree banking on each side. And on event day, if you're lucky, you'll get a driver come out there, grab you by the shirt sleeve, pull you in one of those trucks, go up and down that a little bit, go down this end where there's a big mud hole, go to the other end, do 3 or 4 donuts, and slide up against that retaining wall. Once the color comes back in your face, they'll let you out. There's a different perspective of those cars on that 31-degree banking. Looking over to the driver's side, you see the world-famous Welcome to Daytona Beach sign. That's affixed to one of our 2 fan crossovers. This was dedicated to Dale Earnhardt Sr. We erected those for the safety and convenience of our race fans coming across the International Speedway. Now you see the big glass building across the street, that's the International Motorsports Center. Housed in there are offices of NASCAR, Daytona International Speedway Corporation, IMSA, which is the governing body for the Rolex races in January, and several corporate and legal offices. Now, last but not least is the Sunoco Gate, the official fuel of NASCAR. Now, coming up on the driver's side also is newest of the crossovers there. This one here has been here for a on the passenger side, there's 3 bronze statues I'd like to have you look at. The first one being that of Bill France Jr. He took over the reins for Senior in the early 1970s and has been accredited to bringing NASCAR to what it is today. Also, you see our Walk of Fame here on the red sidewalk. Next, there he is, the man himself, Dale Earnhardt Sr., the most winningest driver here. He's won 34 different events here. However, it did take him 20 years to win his one in only Daytona 500. Last but not least is Bill France Sr. and his lovely wife Anna B. They're affectionately called the mother and father of NASCAR. And once you come out here on the passenger side where it says Daytona over there, that's our Turn 4 tunnel. That's the original tunnel. It was constructed in 1958. And we don't use that much anymore. It's just used for, basically for small vehicles and pedestrian traffic. This concludes my part of the tour. I hope you had a good time and you learned a lot about the Speedway. I'm going to play a little soundbite here that will take us up to our Motorsports Museum.
Hi, this is 2017 Daytona 500 champion Kurt Busch. Thank you for visiting Daytona International Speedway today. As you saw firsthand, everything at the world's only motorsports stadium has been reimagined. Whether it's your first time here or you're a Daytona veteran, this stadium has reinvented the motorsports experience for everyone. Daytona's schedule of events has something for everyone, including stock cars, sports cars, karting, motorcycles, car shows, concerts, and more. Tickets for all events can be purchased at the ticket office inside the tour's building. The final stop on today's tour features my number 41 Haas Automation Monster Energy Ford that I drove to victory in the Daytona 500. The car is exactly in the same condition as it was in Gatorade Victory Lane, confetti, sod, and all. It's an exciting time here at the World Center of Racing, and we hope to see you again soon.